with the Estate Agents Council, the Valuers Council of Zimbabwe, and the Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. We thank you for your presence and continued collaboration in promoting professionalism and transparency in our sector. This year's press conference is especially meaningful as we mark 8 years of the Real Estate Institute of Zimbabwe contribution to real estate development and professional growth in Zimbabwe. As we prepare for the National Real.Ssate.Day celebrations, we remain guided by the vision that housing is not a privilege, but a right for every Zimbabwean. Thank you, and once again, a warm welcome to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. At this point, I'll ask the Registrar of the Deeds Office, Mr. Mushai, to introduce to us our guest of honor as he takes on the floor.
Once again, good morning. And it's my honor to be able today to introduce our guest of honor, who is the Chief Director in the Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Mr. T.F. Godzi. He is a very strategic officer of government, not only for the ministry, but also even for all of government. And he has extensive experience in overseeing the operations of critical functions in the ministry itself and also generally in the whole of government. I'm also privileged to mention to you that he is a very good negotiator, well-trusted negotiator in the international and the bilateral and the multilateral negotiations where government is seeking to protect national interests. And he has been very instrumental in the international conferences, more specifically International Conference on Sanctions, and especially also in human rights conferences. And his leadership has been very much strategic and useful in his contribution towards crafting of NDS1 and indeed NDS2. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. T.F. Godzi, Chief Director. Sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you so much. A very good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Good morning. You seem not to be happy. I am standing in for the Minister of Justice. As you may aware, every year the Minister of Justice will always be here. He could not make it today because of other meetings. So today, I am the Minister of Justice. Thank you so much. Once again, a very good morning to you, distinguished guests, representatives from the Real Estate Institute of Zimbabwe, the Estate Agents Council, the Valuers Council of Zimbabwe, fellow government officials, the media, I cannot forget you. I can see you are here in numbers, and all Zimbabweans here present today. It is my honor to give a statement on behalf of the Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs at this important occasion. The National Real.Ssate.Day, celebrated under the theme Affordable Housing, a right for every Zimbabwean. On this National Real.Ssate.Day, Zimbabwe reaffirms its commitment to the constitutional and developmental imperative that every citizen deserves access to affordable, dignified housing. Under the National Development Strategy 1, that is NDS1, housing delivery has been elevated as a national priority, recognizing its centrality to inclusive growth and socio-economic transformation. Through a broad-based stakeholder consultative process, government is committed to restoring and expanding critical infrastructure, in particular housing, energy, water, sanitation, to address the country's housing backlog and uplift informal settlements. The construction of housing units and the upgrading of existing communities, both urban and rural, are being pursued with urgency and resolve, ensuring that every Zimbabwean enjoys the right to quality shelter and attendant social amenities that enhance human dignity. This day, ladies and gentlemen, marks not only a celebration of progress, but a renewed call to action for all stakeholders to champion housing as a cornerstone of national development and social justice. This day is thus not a celebration of professional excellence in the real estate and valuation sectors, but also reaffirmation of a constitutional and moral imperative that every Zimbabwean has the right to decent and affordable shelter. What is then the role of the Ministry of Justice and the Deeds Registry headed by my brother, Mr. Mshai? The Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs plays a foundational role in the realization of housing rights through our oversight of property laws, conveyancing processes and deeds registry. We ensure that ownership rights are legally recognized, protected, and transferable. The deeds registry stands as the guardian of property rights in Zimbabwe. It maintains the official records of land ownership and transactions, ensuring that every title deed registered is authentic, transparent, and legally secure. This system underpins confidence in the real estate market. The Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs collaborates well with the Real Estate Institute of Zimbabwe, the Estate Agent Council, and the Valuers Council. The Ministry of Justice works closely with the Real Estate Institute of Zimbabwe and its regulatory partners, the Real Estate Agents Council, the Valuers Council of Zimbabwe, to promote professional integrity, consumer protection, and a fair property market. The Estate Agents Council, established under the Estate Agents Act, regulates the conduct of estate agents and ensures that only qualified and ethical practitioners operate in the market. So through its licensing and disciplinary functions, it protects consumers from exploitation and malpractice. Then the Valuers Council, constituted under the Valuers Act, upholds standards in the valuation profession. Accurate and credible valuations are crucial in undermining fair property prices, preventing overpricing, and supporting access to finance for the homeless. The Real Estate Institute of Zimbabwe, I'm sure as you may be aware, it was founded in 1945, continues to be a key partner in professional training, education, and public interest advocacy. RAISE, that is Real Estate Institute of Zimbabwe, Esate legacy shapes generations of estate agents, valuers, and property managers, fostering trust and competence in the real estate profession. Together, ladies and gentlemen, these institutions form the backbone of a trustworthy, transparent, and accountable property sector, one that serves the needs of all citizens, not just the privileged few. Affordable housing is more than a developmental goal, ladies and gentlemen. It is a constitutional right, as I have said before, anchored in the principles of social justice, human dignity, and equality. As government, we remain committed to creating an enabling legal environment that allows the private sector, local authorities, and financial institutions to collaborate in expanding affordable housing opportunities. Through coordinated efforts across ministries, including the Ministry of National Housing and Social Amenities, local government, and the Ministry of Justice, government continues to advance frameworks that promote land tenure security, transparent land allocation, and inclusive housing development. Now, as we commemorate this National Real.Ssate.Day, we recognize that the dream of affordable housing cannot be achieved by one act alone. Government will continue to streamline land and housing policies, ensuring fair and transparent access to land. Financial institutions must innovate to design flexible mortgage and microfinance products that reflect the realities of ordinary Zimbabweans. Developers and investors must adopt cost-effective and sustainable building models. Communities and civil society must engage actively in housing planning to ensure inclusivity and sustainability. The Ministry of Justice remains committed to strengthening the legal frameworks that protects property ownership, regulate professional practice, and upholds justice in every transaction. So, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, reminds us, ladies and gentlemen, nyika inovakwa nevene vayo, ilizwe lakiwe vangani. What? Yes, that is what I want to say. A nation is built by its own people. So that almost fractured my tongue, and then there's need for me to learn Ndebele. I know a little bit of Ndebele. Let us continue building a Zimbabwe where every citizen can live in a decent, affordable, and legal secure home. A Zimbabwe where property rights are protected. Professionalism is upheld, and justice underpins every deed registered in our nation's books. So, on behalf of the Ministry of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, I commend the Real Estate Institute of Zimbabwe, the Estate Agents Council, and the Valuers Council for your leadership and collaboration in this national cause. Together, let us move from principle to measurable action, ensuring that the right to affordable housing becomes a lived reality for every Zimbabwean. I thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs.